From the crushing depths of the ocean floor to mountain peaks guarded by legend and ice, there are still places on Earth where no human has ever stood. In our age of satellites and selfies, that might seem hard to believe, but some corners of the planet remain wild, remote, or simply unreachable. Today, we're exploring 10 places on Earth where no human has ever set foot. Places that remain untouched, mysterious, and awe-inspiring. Let's start at the deepest place we know. Number 10. The Mariana Trench, Pacific Ocean. The ocean covers most of our planet, yet it's still the least explored part of it. And the Mariana Trench, located deep in the western Pacific, is one of its most hidden secrets. This enormous underwater chasm is the deepest known point in all of Earth's oceans. At its southern end lies Challenger Deep, a spot so deep it could easily swallow Mount Everest and still have room to spare. The pressure down there is more than 1,000 times what we experience at sea level. It's pitch black, freezing cold, and completely alien. In 2012, filmmaker and explorer James Cameron made headlines by diving nearly 36,000 feet into the trench. But even he didn't reach the lowest point. High-resolution mapping has since shown the trench may bottom out at 36,037 feet, meaning the deepest spot on Earth has still never been seen by human eyes. Filled with underwater volcanoes, strange sea creatures, and vents that bubble up sulfur, the Mariana Trench remains one of the last great frontiers on Earth. Number 9. Northern Patagonia, Chile. In the southern reaches of South America, northern Patagonia stretches across Chile in a blur of dramatic mountains, hidden lakes, and dense rainforests. It's a land sculpted by ice, wind, and time, and much of it is still untouched by human hands. This region is home to one of the world's largest ice fields outside of Antarctica. Though it's slowly shrinking due to climate change, it still covers over 1,600 square miles. Much of it is completely inaccessible, guarded by towering peaks and deep crevasses. Scientists using satellites have discovered that glaciers here are retreating at record speeds, more than 21 billion tons of ice disappearing each year. But despite these losses, the sheer remoteness and harsh conditions mean large parts of this frozen world remain completely unexplored. Patagonia is a place where nature reigns supreme, and for now, much of it remains untamed and unvisited. Number 8. Mashapper Mountain, Nepal. Deep in the Himalayas stands a peak unlike any other, Mashapper, or Fishtail Mountain. With its double summit shaped like a fish's tail, it rises into the clouds with an air of mystery and reverence. But its most unique feature? No one has ever stood on top of it, and no one ever will. Mashapper is considered sacred in Hinduism, believed to be the home of the god Shiva. In 1957, a British climber named Wilfred Noyce and his partner got within 150 feet of the summit. But honoring a promise to Nepal's king, they turned back before reaching the top. Since then, climbing the mountain has been strictly prohibited. In an age where Everest sees traffic jams, Mashapper stands untouched, a symbol of spiritual respect and environmental protection. While many Himalayan peaks have been changed forever by tourism and mountaineering, Mashapper remains pure, silent, and unsummited. Number 7. The Sarlac Pit, Canada. It sounds like something out of science fiction, but this place is very real and very mysterious. Deep in British Columbia, Canada, a massive cave was discovered in 2018 during a helicopter flyover. Its mouth is wide and gaping, and the moment explorers saw it, they called it the Sarlac Pit, a nod to the monster from Star Wars. The cave is about 320 feet long and almost 200 feet wide. What's even more surprising is that it went unnoticed for so long. Experts believe it was covered by snow year-round until recent decades, when warming temperatures began to reveal it. So far, only one known descent has been made. Caver Lee Hollis dropped 260 feet into the darkness, but couldn't go further. A violent waterfall crashes through the cave, flooding it with around 4,000 gallons of icy water every second. That same water, likely from melting glaciers, may have helped carve the massive structure over thousands of years. The cave's full depth and passageways remain a mystery. And so, this enormous pit in the Canadian wilderness keeps its secrets, at least for now. Number 6. New Hebrides Trench, South Pacific. While we've looked to the stars for inspiration and exploration, there's an entire world beneath the waves we've barely touched. The New Hebrides Trench, located in the South Pacific, is one of those mysterious undersea places. It plunges more than 23,000 feet below the ocean's surface, a dark, freezing chasm filled with unknown life. In 2013, a scientific mission sent robotic cameras into the trench. They were expecting to see very little, but what they found surprised them. Crustaceans and cusk eels were thriving at those depths, even even in areas where food is scarce and conditions are extreme. This trench, like many in the Pacific, sits beneath unproductive waters. That means fewer nutrients, fewer fish, and fewer signs of life, at least on the surface. But in the dark depths, life has found a way to adapt. Despite modern technology, no human has ever visited the trench in person. The New Hebrides remains one of Earth's least explored underwater landscapes. Number 5. Star Mountains, Papua New Guinea. The Star Mountains stretch across the border of Indonesia and Papua New Guinea, and they are as wild as any place on Earth, covered in thick jungle and drenched by relentless rainfall, sometimes over 400 inches a year. These mountains are nearly impenetrable. That inaccessibility has preserved a treasure trove of biodiversity. In a single scientific expedition, researchers documented over 1,100 species, and more than 100 of them were completely new to science. The region is home to enormous limestone plateaus, deep valleys, and dense canopies. Some parts have never been mapped. Some valleys have never even been entered by outsiders. The Star Mountains are one of the last true wildernesses on Earth, an ecosystem still writing its own story without interference. Number 4. The Gambits Mountains, Antarctica. Now imagine an entire mountain range, taller than the Alps, that no one has ever seen with their own eyes. That's exactly what lies hidden beneath the ice in the heart of Antarctica. Meet the Gambits Mountains, an ancient and mysterious range buried beneath nearly 2.5 miles of solid ice. Using radar and gravity sensors, scientists have created detailed maps showing sharp ridges, steep valleys, and soaring peaks almost 9,000 feet high. If the ice were to melt, those peaks would rise even higher, over 10,000 feet above sea level. But right now, they're completely hidden under layers of glacial ice. No human has ever set foot there. The temperatures are some of the coldest on Earth, and the terrain above is a frozen wasteland. But what's most fascinating is what the Gambits Mountains might tell us. Scientists believe they played a key role in the formation of the East Antarctic ice sheet, a feature that has shaped global climate for millions of years. So far, no expedition has been able to physically explore the range. It remains buried, silent, and untouched, like a forgotten continent beneath the ice. Number 3. The Yucatan Cenotes, Mexico. In the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, thousands of ancient sinkholes known as cenotes are scattered across the landscape. These natural wells were sacred to the ancient Mayans, who saw them as portals to the underworld. And while some have become popular tourist attractions, the vast majority remain hidden and unexplored. Cenotes are formed when limestone bedrock collapses, revealing underground caves filled with crystal-clear water. Some stretch for miles underground, with winding tunnels, airless pockets, and chambers that have never seen light. Estimates suggest there are over 6,000 cenotes in the region, but less than half have even been mapped or registered. Many are located deep in the jungle, far from roads or settlements. Some are so isolated that even local wildlife avoids them. What lies beneath? Ancient artifacts, long-forgotten cave systems, and perhaps even new species adapted to complete darkness. For now, these cenotes keep their secrets. A world beneath the world, still mostly unseen. Number 2. Gangarunum Bhutan. Tucked away on the border between Bhutan and China is one of the tallest unclimbed mountains on Earth, Gangarunum. The name translates to White Peak of the Three Spiritual Brothers, and its summit rises nearly 25,000 feet into the sky. But no one has ever stood on top, and they probably never will. Several attempts were made in the 1980s to climb the mountain, but all failed due to harsh weather, dangerous terrain, and possibly something else, the will of the mountain itself. Locals believe that spirits protect the summit, and that climbing it would disturb their peace. In 1994, Bhutan officially banned all climbing on peaks higher than 6,000 meters, around 20,000 feet, out of respect for local beliefs. By 2003, all mountaineering was prohibited in the country entirely. Today, Gangarunum stands not only as the highest unclimbed mountain but also as a monument to spiritual values and untouched wilderness. It's a rare example of a natural wonder preserved by faith, not fences. Number 1. Tsingy de Bemaraha, Madagascar. Last but not least, we travel to Madagascar's west coast, where one of the planet's most surreal landscapes rises from the earth like a forest of stone. This is the Tsingy de Bemaraha National Park, and in the Malagasy language, Tsingy means where one cannot walk barefoot, and it's easy to see why. The park is covered in razor-sharp limestone formations that look like a frozen ocean of stone daggers. These formations were carved by rain and groundwater over millions of years, forming a maze maze of towering spires, narrow gorges, and deep caverns. Some areas are so treacherous that even skilled climbers avoid them. Wildlife, however, has adapted beautifully. Lemurs leap effortlessly from spike to spike, navigating a landscape that's almost impossible for humans. The area is also home to rare birds, reptiles, and plants found nowhere else on Earth. In the 1990s, efforts began to build suspended bridges and walkways to allow limited exploration, but large portions of the park are still completely untouched. Getting there is no small task either. The roads are rough, sometimes impassable for half the year, and the rivers are home to crocodiles. Tsingy de Bemaraha is a fortress of stone, protected not by gates, but by nature itself. And there you have it, 10 incredible places on Earth where no human has ever set foot. From sacred summits to hidden trenches, these are the last frontiers. Places that remind us just how much mystery still exists on our own planet. Which one fascinated you the most? And do you know of any other untouched places that should be on this list? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next adventure into Earth's unknown. Thanks for watching.